Hello, everyone. I hope you all are well and staying healthy and safe and surviving the best you can. So, I'm here today to share 3 tips of how you can survive this crazy time that we're in with the coronavirus out there. And the good news is these are 3 strategies that you can take to the bank with you even after this coronavirus crisis has ended. So just want to pass along these 3 things that you can do to be helping your most important relationships. And hi out there. Thanks for joining. So the first one is that I want you all to remember that nobody came out of the womb with a manual on how to do this. This is crazy times, unprecedented times for all of us. We're hearing that word all the time, unprecedented, everywhere we go. And what that means, I think, is that we all need a big, heaping scoop of self-compassion. Oh my goodness, this is really uncharted territory for all of us. No one knows how to deal with this kind of massive change in our lives and our structure and have their relationships go well. So just want to give yourselves a pat on the back now for doing the best you can and for figuring it out as you go along. So just remember, you are facing this together as a family. You're facing this together as a couple for the very first time. No one gave you a manual for how to figure out how to do this, and so it's okay and normal for there to be some bumps in the road. So don't beat yourselves up about that if that's what's going on for you. Just know that you are normal. Also want to say that the second thing that you can remember and help out your relationship is that there is no right way to feel about this. So having done several weeks of therapy with all kinds of different clients and just supporting friends and family, I can assure you there is no correct way to be feeling about what we're going through. I've heard from some people that this is a return to a simpler, calmer, slower paced way of life that they're actually really digging, really appreciating, and that they're liking this return to cooking more and exercising more and spending quality time, and that they're finding that that's actually improving things in their relationship. And it's also totally normal if you're having none of that kind of experience. So plenty of people are finding that relationship challenges that they had before are actually heightened or getting stirred up even more. If you are feeling feelings of loneliness in your relationship, wanting for there to be more closeness, and you're suddenly finding yourself not interacting with friends and coworkers at the level that you used to get some of your emotional needs met, well, of course, it's going to cause, hi, Kat, good to see you, sharing 3 tips for your relationships right now to survive coronavirus. So, of course, it's going to heighten those feelings in your relationship if you're not able to get those connection needs met from colleagues that you're used to, from friendships that you're used to. So just have a whole lot of self-compassion and patience for your relationship that you might be having some heightened feelings going on. I also want to just normalize. So this is another part of part 2. 3 things that you can do to help your relationship survive this coronavirus ordeal that we're all facing is to know that every single person comes into their adult romantic relationships with some kind of coping strategy to deal with when life gets rough, when life throws us curveballs, and boy, is this a curveball. So we all grew up having things modeled to us about how we deal with difficult emotions, how we deal with different scenarios. We watched mom and dad, step-parents, caregivers show us by their actions how to talk or not talk about feelings. So most of us come into our adult romantic relationships with these surviving and coping strategies already online and really well practiced. So I see couples get into trouble when they're trying to talk each other into their way of coping. So let's say that you like to get really busy, when you're dealing with a lot of stress inside and you just get busy, busy, busy and you go be productive. And your partner is someone who likes to talk about their feelings, and just having that like outlet and being able to vent it all is what makes them feel better. Well, guess what? Those are two perfectly wonderful ways of coping with difficult emotions. And the only problem I see that couples get into is when they try to talk each other into two things. So they try to talk each other into feeling their way of feeling about it, either good, bad, scared, stressed, and they try to talk their partner into coping in the same way that they cope with it. So it's all well and fine for you to have different feelings and different coping strategies. Just stay out of that zone of trying to talk each other into it. And if you notice that you are stuck in that spot, that you are trying to talk your partner into having your feelings about this coronavirus situation, or you're trying to talk your partner into coping in the way that you cope, just pat yourself on the back for recognizing that that's happening. Say, hey, self, you're pretty normal for trying to do that. And also, it's probably not going to get you the kind of connection that you're looking for. Most likely, if you're finding yourself trying to pull your partner into feeling or coping the way that you do, it's a sign that perhaps you need to do a little bit more sharing with them of here's how I tick, here is how this is landing on me, and it's okay that you feel differently, and it's okay that you cope differently because we're different people. We were raised with different ways of learning how to navigate emotions. So 2 things so far, self-compassion, relationship compassion. Nobody came out of the womb knowing how to do this. And also, secondly, normalize the difference in feelings that we have and the difference in coping strategies that we have. So the third thing that I want to share with you today, and I feel like mental health professionals all over the world are talking about this one, but it bears repeating: beware of your social media and news intake. One of the biggest reasons, thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. One of the biggest reasons is that turning to our phones, turning to our computers in the precious time that we have to connect with each other can feel really disconnecting, even dismissing for partners. So just know that those things, even though we want to be well informed and we want to stay connected to the larger world when we're cooped up inside, just watch out for that being a disconnector between you and your partner. So pay attention to when you're picking up your phone and what it's doing to the conversation between you and your partner. The other big thing that I think is so important to look out for right now with social media and news is that these people are paid to make us feel something. They are paid to make us click on something. They are paid to activate us to go and do something about it. So just be a very wise and paying attention consumer of media and social media right now. There are people whose job it is to make you feel something, and I want to invite you to be a really aware, self-aware consumer of social media and news outlets and say, self, do I want to be feeling this feeling right now? Do I want to feel stressed? Do I want to feel worried? Do I want to feel afraid? Do I want to feel enraged right now? And really question that before you go to turn to your computer or your phone. And what's the impact going to be on me starting to feel that way because of consuming this particular kind of media, and how I then turn to my partner? Am I going to be preoccupied? Am I going to be upset? Am I going to have some kind of emotional state that I'm then trying to pull my partner into? So I hope these 3 things are helpful to you. I'll just go over them one more time. Have some self-compassion. Nobody knows how to do this. We're all brand new to this experience. Just know that your feelings, whatever they are, good, bad, in between, are perfectly normal. Whatever coping strategy you use, totally normal. watch out for trying to talk your partner or your loved ones into your way of feeling and your way of coping. And then really watch out for your consumption of social media and news. I've been on an intentional news diet for a couple of weeks now, and I have to say it is delightful. And I've really been asking myself this question: how do I want to feel today? And is opening that news application or hi there, Meg, good to see you. Is opening that news webpage or opening that particular kind of social media right now going to serve me in my goals with how I want to be with the people that I love right now? Is it going to bring me to the place of more connection or not? So I hope that's helpful. Please share with me how you all are coping with this time and how you all are feeling about how things are going with your family relationships, kids, romantic partners, etc. And thanks for hopping in today. It's so good to see several of you out there. Take care.